What's up, everyone? Leland Baptist here, and I want to go over something that's important that's going on in the news. So, unless you have been under a rock or just oblivious, you can't run from the fact that housing prices are increasing, right? And so, great article here by Morning Brew. I'll share that link with you guys in the description. But Morning Brew is something that we use for our company. I use also, and some of my family and friends use it in reference to get a lot of the investor news and really cuts the clutter, right? So a story that I want to share with you guys is basically about the U.S. home prices. Now, we all know that prices are going up, but I want to caution people who are out there seeking deals right now, especially if you're looking for deals that are in relation to real estate, especially looking for deals that are in relation to rental properties, all right? So, for residential rental properties. So prices have been creeping up anyway before the pandemic, especially with apartment buildings. Anyone who knows that, you know that it's been harder and harder to find apartments, right? I mean, one time, me and a partner of mine, we drove to a city called Anderson, which is north of Indianapolis, Indiana. And we actually started to go through a property that was completely vacant. The roof was flooded. The basement had mold thicker than, my cell phone, right? It was horrible. And at that point, they wanted like maybe 200 grand under $1 million for the building, right? And whoever would have purchased that building, they wouldn't have had parking. That's the first thing. They would have had to replace the entire roof, possibly had some foundation issues, mold mediation, obviously, in the basement. There was a gas leak in the property, and they would have had to invest into all new windows. All in all, we looked at it. We used the renovation sheet, and it basically boiled down to you had to put in like $3 million just to get that property back to snuff. And here's the one on precaution, people. If you're out there looking for properties right now, obviously the prices that someone paid for a property 10 years ago, or even 5 years ago, then unless in specific markets, it's not going to equate. All right, that's the first thing. So what I want to tell you guys to do is when you're looking at a property, think about the cash flow, because that's hopefully the purpose that you're looking to buy that property. Second, think about the exit strategy. The exit strategy can be different, obviously, for different people, depending on where you are financially and what you want to do with it. But I want to precaution anyone from overpaying, all right? It's not wise to pay at the top of the market. As a matter of fact, it's not wise to even get into a bidding war, because as more and more people are making foolish decisions and choosing to overpay, in the long term, they're going to find out that they can't debt service. So although rents are increasing, although people are, doing all this extra stuff to make property more attractive, just because you own a piece of property, but if it's not profitable, it's not worth owning, right? It's not worth having. So please, 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 please do not overpay. Once again, look at what could it possibly cash flow. Look at what could the exit strategy be upon you purchasing that property. Lastly, look at the debt service. All right, the debt service is a huge, huge factor. If you're someone who's looking to purchase something that you're going to live in, I would suggest you guys look at a duplex. If you're someone that's going to looking to grow your investments or just add another piece of property or investment property to your portfolio, I would look for something that's going to be that's going to have a slight value add or possibly stable. Please do not overpay for these properties, because what will end up happening is that later on, whether it's this year or next year, as you have that alligator, they call it alligator arms, right? As you have that property that ends up being an alligator, that property that you end up having to put more and more money into every single month, you're getting very little to no profit. What's going to happen is as the market cools down and as the market eventually slides backwards and as rates increase, okay, meaning that now people can afford less of a property, as defaults continue to increase, meaning that you're going to have more foreclosures and more sheriff sales and more auctions on property, that will cause most properties' value to decrease or to decline because there's going to be more properties available in the market at a steeper or cheaper rate. Okay. And then what that could mean for you is that you're going to be underwater. All right. And you're still going to be underserved. So please, if anything, if you're not able to find the properties or the property that you want that fits your criteria or what you're looking for, then don't buy. Okay. Then don't buy. If you still don't want to listen to me in reference to not buying, fine. Go ahead, purchase that property, but be aware that this is not going to be the most profitable decision that you're making. Be aware that you're probably going to have to put money into the property. Be aware that you're probably going to have a lower return on your investment. Be aware of those things. So that's it. I wanted to caution people. All right. I wanted to be honest with you all. Be aware. Based on the article right here, from a national standpoint, properties have increased well over 11%. If you're in Phoenix, you're basically looking at 16% of an increase. Mortgage rates are already going up. Mortgage rates, once again, are already going up, which means that that same person, if nothing has changed with their credit, if nothing has changed with their income, that same person now qualifies for less of a property. Less of a property. Doesn't mean that the property is worse off. It just means that now they qualify for less. That is a clear indicator to me that there should be a reduction in many properties that are still on the market, because obviously they weren't purchased beforehand. All right. If you know someone who's looking to purchase property, maybe investment property or even a personal home, please caution them on not overpaying. All right. I know we don't have a lot of inventory right now, but that does